themselves went cold. The skies above Kevali's prime burned red as the Vorthak armada descended. The planet was a peaceful human colony on the rim, no great fortress world, no military base, just farmland, research stations, and families. Yet to the Vorthak High Command, it was a message. Their warlord had declared humanity soft prey, a species grown complacent after its rise to interstellar trade. The colony was chosen as a demonstration of dominance. The alien warships didn't just conquer, they savored. From orbit, beams of plasma carved burning scars into cities. Whole neighborhoods evaporated in bursts of white fire. Human civilians, scientists, children, unarmed farmers fled into bunkers, only to have the bunkers cracked open like eggs. The aliens broadcast their screams across frequencies. They wanted Earth to hear. One Vorthak commander mocked over the comms. "Is this your strength, Terrans? Hiding behind dirt walls, begging for mercy? Where are your mighty fleets? Where is your vaunted discipline? Gone, broken, dead before it began." The planet's defenses were laughable. A token planetary militia of outdated ships lasted less than an hour before they were swarmed and annihilated. The Vorthak warlord stood on the bridge of his flagship, mandibles clacking in amusement. "Write this day into their history," he told his soldiers. "For them it is the end, for us it is the beginning." By nightfall, Kevali's prime was gone. Its cities smoldered, its people slaughtered. Only ash remained where human voices once lived. The aliens celebrated their triumph, believing they had broken the spine of humanity. Laughter in the void. The Vorthak didn't merely win, they gloried in their cruelty. For hours after the slaughter, their fleets lingered above the ruined colony, holding feasts in orbit. Soldiers roared with drunken laughter as they replayed hollows of human civilians begging for their lives. To the Vorthak, this wasn't just war. It was sport, a performance for the galaxy. They sent broadcasts across neutral systems. The Terrans cannot protect their own. Their colonies fall like sandcastles before our tide. Their warlord ordered statues carved of their victory. On Vorthak Prime, artisans began chiseling stone effigies of burning cities. Songs were composed. Ballads sang of the soft-skinned humans brought low in less than a day. Other species whispered among themselves. Humanity had built trade routes, negotiated treaties, spoken of peace. But war, real war. The galaxy had never seen Earth unleash its armies in full, and so many believed the Vorthak claim. "They won't respond," alien merchants murmured in marketplaces. "Terrans are too civilized, too cautious. They lack the fury to strike back." The Vorthak warlord agreed. Sitting in his command chamber, surrounded by trophies from the massacre, he sneered at the idea of retaliation. "Even if they dare resist, it will be centuries before their fleets recover. We have time. Time to burn every colony they own, time to carve their shame into the stars." The galaxy laughed with him. For a moment, it seemed humanity would remain silent. But silence is not weakness. Silence is the storm gathering. The silence breaks. It began as whispers. Outposts on the fringe reported something moving in the void, formations too large to be pirates, too organized to be random traffic. Merchant convoys vanished, their escorts shredded without warning. Patrols found only wreckage, hulls split open, corpses drifting in silence. Then the broadcasts began. Not Vorthak propaganda, not human pleas, something new. A human voice, cold and measured, filled the comms across systems. "This is Earth Command. Mark the names of the dead. Mark the world's turn to ash. Vengeance is not coming, it has already begun." The galaxy shivered. On Luna's shipyards, titanic silhouettes rose from dry docks, vessels hidden for generations, war machines humanity swore never to build unless provoked beyond measure. Their hulls bore no decoration, only black plating etched with registry numbers that sent dread into every listening ear. The dreadnoughts of Earth awoke. Across Mars, orbital arrays activated with a single purpose: targeting. War factories shifted from producing civilian craft to warships at industrial scale. Fleets mobilized not in months, but in days. The Vorthak dismissed the first reports. Exaggerations, their warlord scoffed. Old ships pulled from museums. But when Earth's armadas moved, entire star lanes fell silent. Communication relays found themselves overrun by fleets moving with impossible precision. The black banners of Earth, ships marked only by the stark insignia of a burning torch, appeared at the edges of Vorthak space. Every signal, every broadcast carried the same message. You celebrated for hours. We will remind you for centuries. The vengeance unleashed. The first strike came swift and merciless. A Vorthak shipyard, once bustling with construction, found itself surrounded by human warships. Dreadnoughts blotted out the stars, their cannons glowing with restrained fury. The Vorthak defenders screamed defiance, firing every missile, every beam they had. It made no difference. The human fleet answered with silence, and then fire. Entire battle stations disintegrated in minutes, their wreckage raining down like meteors. Shipyards that had produced the destroyers of Cavalli's prime were erased from existence in a single coordinated barrage. From there, the retribution spread like wildfire. Human fleets moved like an endless tide, crushing defenses system by system. Vorthak colonies, once smugly confident, found themselves encircled. Orbital bombardments carved symbols of vengeance into their soil, giant burning scars spelling out names of human colonies destroyed. On the battlefield, human soldiers landed in shock trooper armor, their discipline terrifying. They did not boast. They did not gloat. They simply executed. Vorthak cities fell in silence, their leaders dragged from hiding places to face judgment. And all the while, humanity broadcast every strike, not with mockery, but with cold records. Lists of the dead from Cavalli's prime were read over comms before each orbital strike. "You burned children alive," a human commander said before glassing a Vorthak fortress world. "We remember their names, and we will not stop until the stars themselves carry their echoes." The galaxy watched in stunned silence. The Terrans weren't merely winning. They were dismantling the Vorthak civilization, layer by layer. Every fleet sent against them shattered. Every stronghold became rubble. The vengeance of Earth was not a battle. It was an extinction event. The aftermath of fire. When it was over, the Vorthak warlords' statues lay broken. Their ballads of victory silenced, their empires reduced to charred husks. Planets that once mocked humanity now bore monuments of fire. The galaxy whispered of the lesson. Humanity's fury does not burn for days or years, but for generations. The Vorthak's triumph had lasted mere hours. Humanity's vengeance would be spoken of for centuries. Neutral species rewrote their treaties overnight. Trade embassies sent envoys crawling to Earth, begging forgiveness, offering alliances. No one dared repeat the Vorthak mistake. And among the survivors of Vorthak space, shattered refugees drifting between ruined worlds, there was only a single truth carried in hushed tones. Never provoke Earth again. Their silence is not peace. It is the countdown to your annihilation. Humanity returned to its colonies, rebuilding with quiet determination. But they did not forget. On every world scarred by the Vorthak, monuments were raised, obsidian spires inscribed with a single line. Their triumph lasted hours, our vengeance lasts centuries. And so the galaxy remembered. Forever. The stars burned cold and indifferent as the Cathari armada descended upon Emir Prime, a thriving human colony at the edge of charted space. To the aliens, it was not a war, not even a battle. It was a culling. Their ships, black and curved like blades drawn from some ancient forge, fell from the void without warning. Orbital bombardments rained down in arcs of violet fire, igniting forests, melting cities into slag, and vaporizing millions before alarms even finished sounding. The Cathari commander, a long-limbed figure wrapped in ceremonial armor, gave no thought to mercy. His voice crackled over the shattered colony's emergency channels. Earth breeds too freely. Let this world be your reminder, you are permitted no more growth. Humanity is a weed and we are the flame. They were efficient in their cruelty. Hospitals were targeted first, then escape shuttles. Human freighters that attempted to flee were impaled by plasma lances, their crews screaming as hulls vented into vacuum. Within 6 hours, Emir Prime was ash, its oceans boiled into steam, its proud spires broken into rubble. To the Cathari, it was a triumph, a declaration that humanity's era of expansion was over. The commander raised a chalice of blood wine, transmitting to his high council with mocking laughter. The Earthborn are finished. Their colonies burn, their ships flee, their spears